Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Sunday. I am Justin Bruni with This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Football number
61.
There it is. TITTH number 61. Thanks, Nick. I'm off my horse this morning, guys. I'm not happy. I'm really pissed off. Things aren't going well. Not off to a great start. I'm getting trades vetoed 21 minutes before they're supposed to go through, when people had 4 days to potentially veto the trade. I'm off my rocker. I'm not happy. I'm trying to rebuild. People won't let me. I'm trying to tank. The guy against me starting players on the IR. How you doing this morning, Nick?
All right, better than you.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel bad that I didn't vote. But
you can't vote for a trade. You can only vote against it.
I definitely would have voted for. Good old collusion for you, but that really sucks. That's kind of shiesty in a way. So I
see 4 viewers in the chat. I hope you fuckers are up early because I'm ready to let you have it. Believe me, I'm ready to fucking go off.
Yeah.
I'm sending the quit the league text. Don't worry, you'll get your money. But fuck you fuckers. God, you bitches. You cowardly bitches. I know who did it. I know you did it. I see the timestamps in the league. I don't know shit. Anyways, good morning. We're going to run through our injury updates here. Ruled out for the day. Just going through. Most of these names you're already going to know about. Christian McCaffrey, he's at the top of the list. Don't ask me. I didn't make the list. Joe Mixon, he's going to be out today. Prop up your Giovanni Bernard shares. Get him in your DFS lineup. Mike Thomas still out. Emmanuel Sanders also going to be out of that game. Raheem Mostert, Nick Chubb, Sammy Watkins, John Brown for the Buffalo Bills. Austin Eckler, Dawson Knox came down with COVID for the Bills. Looking like Tyler Kroft is going to be the only available tight end there for the Bills. Austin Hooper, prop up some Harrison Bryant shares for the Browns, and Tyler Eifert for the Jags. Not sure who the O'Shaughnessy is at the backup for.
Yeah, I think O'Shaughnessy is still there.
Not expected to play today. I would not be banking on getting these guys in your lineup. Aaron Jones and Jamison Crowder expected to play today. We got DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Jackson, Julian Edelman, but who the fuck cares? Robert Tonyan, Sam Darnold making his way back. Jeff Wilson Jr. going to be playing for the Niners. You got Jeff Wilson Jr., McHasty, and McKinnon going there for the Niners with Mostert out. Some game time decisions. You got Jordan Atkins for Houston. I'm not counting on that. I believe he was in concussion protocol all week.
Darren Fells.
Prop up your Darren Fells shares. You got Curtis Samuel and Tyler Higbee, also game time decisions. Not banking on Higbee being good to go, even if he is. Wouldn't prop him in up against the Bears. Going to be a tough day for him. So let's dive into the game previews. We'll talk about a lot of those guys as we get into the sit or start questions for each matchup. First matchup we have up on the board, we got Cleveland Browns visiting the Bengals. Nick, Bengals plus 155 at home. They're going to be missing Mixon. Can they get the dub? Can they just get the straight win at home today?
No. Mixon, the games that they were in, he had higher production, and he was like starting to come on and closer, past couple weeks. Without Joe Mixon there, it's really just Joe Burrow chucking the ball. I mean, Giovanni Bernard, he's definitely going to get some run. We have him in a couple lineups, trying to
DFS, yep.
Yeah, see if we can get some pop. But
I think he's going to get a lot of catches.
Yeah, like I see Joe throwing for 60 yards, but maybe like 5 to 7 go to Giovanni Bernard. I definitely see that happening. Sure. So, the Browns will win this game. I think that they are going to cover the spread. I think it's going to be more than 3 points in this.
I hate picking the Browns to cover the spread. I'm seeing 3 points there, plus 3 for the Bengals at home. Oh man, I'm kind of feeling the Bengals, to be perfectly honest with you. We say all the time, good teams win, great teams cover. Go Bengals. I want to check their records up against the spread really quick.
They are 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 games.
I'm looking at Bengals 4-1-1 against the spread this season.
Oh, I was looking at Cleveland.
Oh yeah, Cleveland. I'm seeing 3-3 up against the spread. Yeah, so I would definitely be on the Bengals. We've seen Burrow really get into the volume, 50, 60 passes in a game. If they're playing from behind, I expect them to just be flooring it. a lot of dump offs to Giovanni Bernard. That defensive line for the Browns is legit. Like Myles Garrett's having a year. So I expect a lot of pressure for Burrow today. I do expect him to go down to the ground a few times, maybe 3 or 4 sacks he's going to take today. And I expect a lot of work for Boyd, Higgins, and Giovanni Bernard. Are we thinking that AJ Green's going to be a factor in this game?
No, T. Higgins is taking over. I said at the beginning of the season, I wrote about Tyler Boyd just because the production was there and it was.
And they were getting drafted literally in the same space, Boyd and Green in the same round, or Boyd a round after Green.
Yeah, so that was where the discussion lied. But T. Higgins is starting to come on, and he's going to have a nice little connection with Joe Burrow. I saw T. Higgins being an exciting piece coming in. I'm glad that now it's starting to hit his stride, but I don't think it's going to be enough to win the game. But there will be some. I see some crazy production coming out of this game for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Let me check the total here. We're looking at 51 game total points. We're taking the over.
Let me see the stat. So
I feel like the over should hit in this game.
So for Cleveland, the total has gone over in 4 of the 5. In 4 of Cleveland's last 5 games. So I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I'm going to say the over as well. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of passing volume from the Bengals as well. They're not going to be able to necessarily establish the run like they're used to, or at least like they try to. So, I see a lot of rack for Giovanni Bernard in the passing game. What about on the other side? I didn't mention Harrison Bryant being an upgraded option this week with Austin Hooper out. Obviously, Njoku's still out, so he's going to be the only guy there. You have Landry that's banged up. You have OBJ that's going to be good to go.
Chubb's still out.
Well, of course, Chubb's still out. So you're firing up Kareem Hunt. Are you ready to fire up some Dearness Johnson? Maybe some Rashard Higgins this week with Landry really beat up.
I see Rashard Higgins. I've kind of seen his name pop up in Cleveland Twitter. Very interested. There's really no one. It's kind of weird, when you start thinking about who's there. It's kind of just OBJ being there, and then Jarvis, and then you're kind of well, who's the third? But that's supposed to be their tight end.
Kareem, or are you talking just receivers?
Receivers, yeah.
Okay,
and it's really just their tight end at this point, and now their tight end's out with appendicitis.
So they actually do have Njoku back. Njoku came back a couple weeks ago.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So Harrison Bryant and David Njoku will split touches. For some reason, I thought he was still out. I thought he was. I guess he came back from short-term IR.
You know who's going to really affect the game though? Wyatt Teller. I heard he was the most. He's a guard.
Oh, okay.
He's the highest rated guard in Cleveland history or something wild. And you're just where is he coming from?
Okay.
The protection for Baker is going to be downgraded due to Wyatt Teller. And we saw last week they went against Pittsburgh. Cleveland really struggled, and it was lost in the trenches. Wyatt Teller is that guy for Cleveland.
All right, right on. Shout out Wyatt Teller, giving you some O-line knowledge. Smash the like button, share the video. Let's go. Fire it up. Good morning. Let's go. Let's get it. Anyone that you're just no, not are you ready to fire up Baker? I'm not saying throw out Baker in this lineup.
No.
I mean, they're saying he's healthy. He's good to go. But after what I saw last week up against the Steelers, I mean, if he takes a bad hit, I just feel like he get taken out of this game. I really do. Not someone I'm saying to throw into your lineups. I'm good to go on Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Joe Burrow, he's definitely going to get his production. I mean, there might be I see 2 interceptions happening just because he's a rookie. But I definitely see the possibility of 3 touchdowns, possibly 4 with the connections that are starting to occur in Cincinnati. So I got a lot of hope. To talking about against the spread, I'm going to go that they're not going to cover. Cleveland's not going to cover because they are 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games on the road, and their Cleveland is 2-9 straight up in their last 11 games when playing on the road against Cincinnati. So the trends are really against them.
Give me the Bengals on the spread here. Bengals just have looked better. There's been a couple of games where they should have had a few more wins. This season they should have a few more wins from a couple of really close games. So give me the Bengals +3. On the money line, I'm going to stay away. I think it's going to be a good game, close game. Give me the over 51 game total points. And I'm pretty much firing up everybody, outside of, Baker, not digging into Dearness Johnson, I don't think, this week.
Someone offered me a trade for Dearness Johnson. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you serious right now? You were asking me for, I think it was Todd Gurley. Yes. Todd Gurley for Dearness Johnson straight up. And I was like, are you serious right now?
I got some Todd Gurley prop today, actually. I got me a Todd Gurley prop. All right, next game up, we got Dallas Cowboys visiting the Washington football team. The football team is favored -118 to the Cowboys -108. Pretty much a pick 'em here. -1 on the spread for the football team. Can your guys get it done, Nick?
They aren't my guys.
Oh, okay, all right. Clarification. Ryan Kerrigan's your guy. Come on.
Ryan Kerrigan is definitely my guy.
That's your guy. Well, he plays for this football team.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like this is probably going to be the most JV game of the entire slate. Because both teams are kind of beat up. Their quarterbacks are not.
Both teams are beat up.
Yeah, it's just really poor. I'm going to say that Dallas is going to wait. Did Washington win last? No, they didn't win last.
They lost by 1, going for a 2-point conversion.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Dallas is gonna win just because Washington I don't believe in their offense. I don't believe in their offense, and I think that how bad Dallas's defense isn't as bad as how bad Washington's offense is.
Okay,
so that's gonna be the deciding factor.
Call me nuts. I'm gonna take the football team.
Yeah,
I mean Dallas just looks so bad. If Andy Dalton tries to throw 54 times in this game, he's gonna get sacked 6 times. Their offensive line.
How many by Chase Young?
2. This offensive line is completely torn to bits. The defensive line and defensive front for the football team in general is the best asset of their team. Is their run blitz and their run attack.
Thank gosh. Jeez.
So Zeke's gonna have a long day. Zeke's gonna have a long day. I do think that Zeke's gonna catch some passes. I know Nick hates that. Wants Zeke to be not targeted as much.
No, I do. It's just he has
wants him to catch the ball.
He has stone hands right now. It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm glad that last week he took responsibility for the loss. That's better than.
That's great. I lost by 4 points on those 2 fumbles last week, shithead. Yeah, thanks.
That's why we're
taking responsibility.
It's why we play fantasy. But
want to get hurt again.
His hands are very, very weak right now. I don't know what's up. But hopefully he can get it together against Washington because it is a team to get it back against.
I suppose so. I think he's going to have a hard day. I mean, the rushing defense for the football team, like I said, it's been their best asset. It's what's been keeping them in games, even in games they shouldn't be in. I'm gonna take the football team today. I think that Dalton runs into trouble. I think that Zeke's going to have a hard time getting the run established. I could see Dalton throwing a couple of picks, and the football team, they really just try to bury the ground. The Cowboys have let up the second most rushing yards in the league. I'm expecting a big day from McKissick and Antonio Gibson. Gibson is a guy that we have in our lineup, and we're starting the football team defense in our DFS. So let's go. I mean, realistically, when you're looking at the board this week, there's not a lot of great options other than maybe the Bills. And the Bills defense hasn't been out of this world. They're just playing the Jets. From what I saw last week up against the Cowboys, I'm feeling okay. I'm good with the price that we're spending on the football team and the upside that their defense has had in the past weeks.
I mean, they're going to create big plays. I do see a couple sacks happening. That's absolutely possible. And Andy Dalton's prone to throw an interception or two. So I definitely think that there are pieces on the team, but I don't think that it's going to be enough. And that's kind of how I feel. I mean, even not watching them the entire year, after watching them for the past 5 years every game, I still see poor play. And it's just not going to be enough to beat Dallas.
So what about the total here? We have 44.5 game total points. Can the Cowboys and the football team do enough to hit the over here? I'm going to say yeah. I mean, I think it's going to come close to this number. I'm looking at a 24-21 type of game, 24-20. I know what you're thinking. Football team's offense isn't going to do it, or they're more anemic, slower pace, or whatever. But the Cowboys' defense is just going to offer some upside in the second half. Even if the football team is coming out, playing some chess to start the first half, not really trying to be aggressive and make any mistakes. In the second half, I see the opportunity for them to just kind of floor it and put up some points. What do you think?
It's kind of the trends are telling me right now. The total has gone over in 4 of Dallas's last 5 games. For Washington, the total has gone over in 6 of Washington's last 9 games.
So over,
and then the total has gone over in 8 of Washington's last 9 games against Dallas. So over.
We're good. All right.
That the trends say
we're
over, but from what I'm seeing, it could be a game where that's one of the games where it doesn't go over. So it's absolutely possible. But I mean, I don't know. This is a horrible game to try and look at trends and stuff because there's no basis of like the second offensive lineman in, or third quarterback in. Like, come on, like it's just there's too many variables to look at in this game. I would stay away, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the over here, and honestly, that's probably where I feel most comfortable in this game. I just feel like in the second half, both sides will put up points to drive the number. As far as sit or start options, I think you're starting probably as many Cowboys still as you can. Honestly, if you're at a coin flip between like Michael Gallup and another receiver, you might want to consider somebody else, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a lot of mouths to feed here. We're high on Dalton Schultz. I think that's who we like the most.
Because of safety. That's all it is.
But what we saw from Dalton, he went for the safer options. You know, like he was feeding Schultz. He was feeding Lamb. Cooper did get that touchdown, did have 86 receiving yards. He's the wide receiver one, though. Like, you're probably not sitting Cooper. I would say not to sit Lamb, not to sit Zeke, not to sit Schultz. But Dalton and Gallup, I don't know. Lamb has showed more explosiveness to me than Gallup.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of seems like they're sending Gallup on deeper routes than they are sending CeeDee Lamb, because CeeDee Lamb has been catching the balls in the middle of the field, and it seems like Michael Gallup's been catching the balls on the outside. So, if you're going to pick Michael Gallup in your lineup, realize that it's probably like a lottery ticket where you're kind of looking for that one big play. And to be honest, it's kind of probably going to be like 1 for 30 yards. It's not going to be 1 for 50 or 75.
He's going to be a touchdown dependent option.
Yeah, highly touchdown dependent. So if you have a better option that, could maybe get a little bit more volume, a little bit more opportunities, I would probably take that option. But I really do like Michael Gallup. I just don't like him with Dalton.
I like him. It's just really inconsistent, right? Like, if you look at the numbers, this should be a week that he goes off Gallup, but I just don't like the defensive matchup. Like, last week, 23 yards receiving. The week before that, 73 yards receiving. The week before that, 29. The week before that, 138. Like, it just goes back and forth. And with Dak not being there, we're not sure what we're going to get. We've had 2 games with Dalton, but the first half, we got Dak, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what to expect with him. He is the guy that leads the snaps there for the Cowboys, but he's just not getting the love. He's not getting the touch, and I don't know if that's because it's just matchup oriented, if it's just Dalton or what it is, but I just don't feel that confident with him. Lamb seems like the guy, like, being able to go across the middle, clean up the easy stuff. So yeah, I'm not high on Gallup this week. Give me Cooper, give me Gallup, give me Zeke, give me Schultz. No. Gallup.
You mean Lamb? You said Gallup.
Yeah, give me Lamb, no Gallup, or no Dalton.
There you go.
For the football team, no Kyle Allen. Give me McKissick. Give me Antonio Gibson. Give me Terry McLaurin.
The one stat that I saw today that kind of like made me feel a little iffy about our DFS pick. Washington has not had a running back go over 60 rushing yards this season. If there's any team to do it against, it's the fucking Cowboys.
It's the Cowboys, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, they just cut the ball up a lot, and like Gibson, coming in, he still wasn't like a true, RB1, right? Like, he wasn't going to be that guy. He was going to be used as like a scat back, as a receiver, as a running back, and that gadgetry was to be admired, for fantasy purposes, right? So he's having a nice little season. Should have had him on my team this morning, but vetoes. Stupid bitches. Anyways, give me Gibson, give me McKissick, give me Terry. I mean, Dontrell Inman, make a dollar holler. I think he could find pay dirt this week. I think he's a high-end touchdown dependent option. Like, he's a touchdown dependent option still to make your day, but I think he's got higher likelihood just given the matchup. What about Logan Thomas? You ready?
Yeah, I mean, Logan Thomas can definitely do something. I mean, I think he's more of like a 3 for 30 for 1 touchdown. If he gets a touchdown, he's good. That's a low end touchdown dependent option. So
there you go.
I definitely see Inman having a little bit more pop in the yardage and maybe even in the receptions. But at Logan Thomas, there's a high chance he'll find pay dirt, I feel.
All right, sounds good. So let's move out of that matchup. We're going into Detroit Lions, Atlanta Falcons, potentially high scoring game. We're looking at a game total here of 55 points. Can you take this game total? Can you take the over seriously on 55?
Let me look at my. Ooh.
Feels like there should be a lot of offense to be had here.
Oh, here we go. The total has gone over in 7 of Detroit's last 8 games when playing on the road against Atlanta.
Cool.
Wow. So
cool.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna say over. there's a lot of firepower on both of these offensive sides, and there's not a lot of firepower on the defensive end. So, I definitely see this absolutely possible. This is probably going to be the higher end JB game of the week.
Yeah.
But you know what? I expect a lot more fireworks coming out of here than in Dallas and Washington, just because there's a lot more people that are healthy, and there's actually stars in this game that can do something. And both quarterbacks are still there. So that's honestly the most important part for the offense. Both quarterbacks are still there. They can make anything happen. They're both vets. I see the over going.
Yeah, give me the over there. The game's going to be close. Atlanta Falcons minus 123 on the money line. Detroit Lions plus 103. I'm feeling the Lions here.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Atlanta is going to keep rolling with Dan Quinn being out. We're actually the contrarian here. 50s, they're saying that the total will go under on OddsShark.
I was going to mention that you could potentially buy this number down, just because I think 52, 53 is just like a really easy one to hammer this one. But what they have it at the projected score at 54.7. So they're saying by 0.3, it's going to go under. I'll take the over. I'll still take over 55. But if if that's, that number is a little too dangerous for you, or it's scaring you, buy it down to 53, buy it down to 54. You're not going to lose that much value on that. As far as the spread, you're looking at 1.5. Again, I'll take the Lions. I'll take Lions plus 1.5 on the road. I don't know who's doing what against the spread.
I got it right here.
Both losing. Yeah.
I was going to take Atlanta. Detroit is 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games against Atlanta. So I had Atlanta winning and Detroit not covering the spread.
All right, we'll see what we get there. As far as that's not good. I just closed out the exact wrong window to close out. As far as sitter starts, we're firing up Stafford and Galladay stack in DFS, so we're feeling good about that. Let's see who else. Marvin Jones, you good to go?
No, not Marvin Jones. But I don't know what is up with Marvin Jones. I've been very disappointed with him. He has not done anything with Galladay being out. Like, he should honestly have been the alpha dog. Like, I can understand if Matt Stafford wasn't there. I could give you that maybe. But Matthew Stafford's still there. He's still slinging the ball. You guys are still first team. You guys should honestly be like, it should be like a Batman and Robin kind of thing. Like, when Batman's out, Robin steps in. No, it honestly wasn't like that. And you saw how they leaned on Adrian Peterson, who is probably 10 years older than everyone else on that team. It's just I'm very disappointed in Marvin Jones. I'm avoiding Marvin Jones.
So no Marvin Jones this week.
Yeah,
I'll go that direction, as you just alluded to. Adrian Peterson, DeAndre Swift.
Yes.
Who?
Both.
Firing up both of them. Dang. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I would be more likely to start Swift. I would start Swift. I would hope and think that Patricia and the Lions would try to keep this guy rolling, keep him going another week, right? Coming off a 2-touchdown performance. Adrian Peterson did have a touchdown last week on the first drive of the game. But I think that, this is another spot where Swift can get the production to keep, the wheels rolling here and keep the production leaning his way. Fire up Swift. AP, it's a flex option. I'm not feeling great about it.
You're cornering the rushing attack for Detroit. That's what you're doing.
Right, exactly.
In case someone gets hurt, I don't know. That's not my first go-to, but I would fire both up, if I really wanted to.
What about TJ Hawkinson? This guy gets 3 catches and a touchdown like every week. He's like 3 catches, 12 yards, touchdown. And it comes like the fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
He really makes you sweat it out. Fantasy Pros has him ranked as tight end 4. Like,
my God.
They always have him like just blown up in the rankings every week, and then he doesn't do anything.
He's like last year's Austin Hooper.
He kind of is.
Like, it's just like you don't hear anything from him like 90% of the game, and then like in the last 2 minutes of every
7 catches or a touchdown, like
seven targets in the red zone, 3 catches, 12 yards for a touchdown to win the game. And it's just like, what? Like, for me, I avoid him because you're really probably only going to get like maybe 9 to 10 points to 11 points just from him. There's way better options out there, like week to week, if you really look at the matchups. So I'm going to avoid Hawkinson, but fire up Galladay and Stafford every week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say fire up Swift as well this week. No Marvin Jones for me. No Amendola. No Marvin Hall, Quintez Cephas. But give me TJ Hawkinson. I got to do it. I'm someone who's starting him, so I can't tell you to deny yourself. But there's better options out there in the sense of like consistency, right? Like Darren Fells has been pretty consistent in the past few weeks for the Texans.
Picked him up.
Yeah, exactly. Like he would be a really good start right now, even with Akins potentially coming back. Like the guy was in concussion protocol all week, so not something that I'd be really worried about. His value should be high this week. Darren Fells. What about the Falcons? We're firing up Matt Ryan. Julio Jones is healthy. He's good to go. Calvin Ridley, firing him up for sure. Todd Gurley. Can you dip into some Brian Hill this week?
I'm kind of hopping off that boat.
Yeah,
Todd Gurley's kind of like came on like weirdly. Like I have him. I had to keep him, so I just played him and see what happened. And he's honestly been probably one of my most consistent players on my team. Just like being able to say like, all right, 10 points and I'm good. Like right. And he's honestly been that for me. I'm gonna say no Brian Hill because Todd Gurley's been getting some more production. Like his point values have honestly gone up weekly. So I'm gonna say with just Todd Gurley.
Yeah, just Todd Gurley for me as well. Just trying to keep it simple. I think you're digging a little too deep going into Brian Hill. Russ Gage this week?
Absolutely not.
No Russ Gage for Nick. I'll fire him up this week. I'm someone that's starting him. Just like the matchup, high scoring. If all these guys are healthy, that's been the combination for success for all three. Hayden Hurst got another touchdown last week.
Yeah, he's a touchdown dependent guy. What does Fantasy Pros have him as?
14.
And they got Hawkinson at 4. Are you serious?
That's his weekly ECR.
Oh, man.
For reference, Mark Andrews is at 3. Or I guess that's the season long. Sorry. That's the season long.
Still.
Touchdowns.
Yeah, you know what? Touchdown dependent guy, but you can fire him up if you want. I mean, he gets a nice little diet of catches.
If I'm telling you to start Russ Gage, I'm telling you to start Hayden Hurst for sure. Absolutely.
Coming from the guy who starts Olamide Zaccheaus. We all did. I'm not calling
you out.
Did I
actually start him that week, though?
Yeah, you did. Because we were watching that game. It was on Thursday night, I think. And we were like, what is going on with Olamide? Because I wonder who was out.
Oh, yeah. No, I did because I started Olamide and Russ Gage. Yeah, I lost that week.
Yeah, that was tough, man. I feel don't play Olamide Zaccheaus this week.
Well,
I'm not going to say that.
Definitely not Olamide with all the. Let's see. Last week it was Julio Jones led the snaps 80%, Calvin Ridley 74, Russ Gage 64.
Wow.
Hayden Hurst plays pretty much 85 every game, at least. Well, at least the past couple of games. I don't know. They're using Hayden Hurst more in the recent weeks. Let's see here. Gage has had over 60% every week except for the week he got hurt. So we'll see what we get. Fire up all those guys. Don't dig too deep into Brian Hill. I'm taking the Lions. Nick's taking the Falcons.
If you guys are in a kicker league, Young-Hoo Koo, he's a good kicker. I would definitely fire him up. I mean, I know we don't usually talk about kickers on here, but he had like 15 points last week. Like just someone to keep an eye on if you really need a kicker, but we don't do that here, to be honest. So
that's okay. You can ask for forgiveness after the show. No problem. Next matchup we have is Panthers and the Saints. Panthers +7 dogs. Saints -285 at home. Game total of 50 points. I'm taking the Panthers +7. This was at +9 with Thomas and Sanders still in the lineup. Now they're at +7. It's 2 points for 2 starters. No. Give me the Panthers at +7 here.
Do you see 30 points coming out of New Orleans?
30 offensive points? I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't see that, especially with their guys, Sanders and Mike Thomas out. Like that's kind of hard. So I'm gonna say the New Orleans Saints are going to win, but the Panthers are going to cover the spread.
Yeah. Panthers cover.
The one trend that I saw here was Carolina is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against New Orleans. So I'm going to say New Orleans is going to win, but Carolina's going to cover the spread.
I honestly think Carolina can win this game. I really do. I mean, the Saints are looking at their receivers are going to be Traquan Smith, Deontay Harris, and Marquez Galloway.
Goon squad.
Yeah, like Alvin Kamara, guys. If you have to fire him up in DFS today. You have to fire up Latavius Murray in DFS today. It's going to be a lot of those two guys mixing in Traquan Smith and Jared Cook. And, I mean, Deontay Harris.
I'd start Jared Cook.
I mean, I might start Deontay Harris, to be perfectly honest with you, in DFS. That's a real dollar that's going to holler this week. I really feel that way. I think that guy's going to get a touchdown. I could see Jared Cook getting a touchdown, Alvin Kamara. Do they get to the 30 points? I don't know.
I don't see that.
I don't know if they would need to win this game. I mean, the Saints do have a good defense, but the Panthers are legit, man. They're real. I expect Teddy Bridge, Mike Davis, Roby Anderson, DJ Moore, even Curtis Samuel to get really involved in this game. I think Matt Rule's going to dig deep in the playbook and really show off, some of the bigger gadgetry plays. I think they're going to go off on the Saints, and I'm taking the Panthers at +7. I'm not going to put them at. You know what? I think I'm going to have to, because I was telling Nick before the show started, there's a ton of close matchups this week. I really feel like just putting down like a 4-game upset special parlay, like, the ones I've gone through so far, like the Bengals, the Lions, the Panthers. I feel good about those games. I really do. And the value that you can get from your sports books is going to be tremendous. We were talking yesterday about the guy that, it's my last $100 and I needed to eat for the week, so I put my last 100 down on this crazy 8 different segment parlay, and it hits like $100 to $46,000. And like that person, that was awesome. That's cool and everything, but his whole rant about needs $100 to eat for the week is bullshit. I mean, that's
DoorDash every day.
That's DoorDash every day, bro. Like, I mean, Little Caesars, $5. It's hot and it's ready. It doesn't have to be good. It's hot and it's fucking ready, and that'll feed me for 2 days.
Just to let you know, I here there's a restaurant called Moby Dick's.
2 meals.
And I used to go there and just get like a huge thing of rice for like $2. And they actually raised the price now to $5 because I ate so much rice there, and they were like, this guy's hustling us. So the guy's not really thinking, he's just kind of like just doing.
That's some talk. It's cool. It was fucking sweet. Believe me, it's fucking sweet.
It's awesome you hit, but come on, man. You can eat a lot less for a lot less money.
Your $10 prop would have made you $460, or whatever, $4,600. Like, come on, like, get out of here with that. That's garbage. So, yeah, I like the Panthers this week. Give me them +7 at -125. I don't hate +240 on the money line. Over under 50 points. If it's like we think, I'm thinking potentially the under if it's a Panthers type of football game.
Yeah, so I think that the New Orleans Saints are really going to try to attack the ground because Kawan Short is
slow things down.
Yeah, they're going to slow things down. So that's why I'm saying I don't think they're going to reach 30, but I think that they could possibly win. But they're not going to have a huge spread, like 7 points. It's probably going to be like 3 points. Of anything, and they probably will end up parking the bus if they get ahead. So
I could see that. I could see that happening as well. But I'm taking the Panthers, man. I'm riding. Okay. I'm riding the Panthers out today. Saints are just too beat up. They call Mike Thomas slant boy, but Drew Brees is just the same. I mean, the same argument can be made for him.
Man, it's looking like Michael Thomas's slant boy is now his butt fumble. Like, since that moment, it's been.
It's been to the ground. It hasn't been Mike Thomas's year. I'm ready for 2021. I'm ready for Mike Thomas.
I need to see the terms and conditions before I actually accept 2021. So,
what you want all of Mike Thomas and Jameis Winston?
No. I'm excited for 2021 football. I just want to see 2021 the year. Right. It happens because this last year was just like I don't think I agreed to this one.
It's a long time from November 4th to was it January 20th?
Yeah, that's a long time.
It crawls. It's going to be a long time. All right, moving along here. Got a little caught up there.
Sorry.
No, we're good. Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers. Nick's taking the Saints. We're both taking the Panthers on the spread.
Yep.
And we're both taking the under 50 game total points.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be the under.
All right, cool. Buffalo Bills visiting the New York Jets. For some reason, I thought the Bills were playing at home. Jets +10 at home, getting back Denzel Mims, getting back Sam Darnold. Going to be missing Jamison Crowder. Can the Jets cover at home? Cover 10?
They're saying that they're going to score around 17, 18 points. I don't see that. I see maybe 10. Like they cannot put anything together. I see Buffalo. They do not park the bus in any kind of way. As long as Josh Allen's there, they're going to be slinging the ball. I see maybe 40 points from them. So that's at 50 right now in my head. So I'm going to say over, but it's going to be a lot of Buffalo Bills, and they're going to take it to the Jets.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like there will be some offense available for the Jets. Like I talked about before, the Bills' defense hasn't been amazing. Gase likes to throw the ball a lot. Darnold is still a lot better than Flacco. I do see some potential upside for maybe a Mims, maybe a Jeff Smith here this week, but DFS at best. I'm not telling you to get him into your regular weekly lineups. If you're going to try to get some value out of this guy, do it in a place where, you're only going to be punished, for a weekly type of regimen here. For the Bills, I'm firing up everybody that I can. I mean, we're talking about the Jets here. So give me all of Josh Allen. Give me all of Devin Singletary. I'm not in love with Zach Moss yet, but if there's a matchup for Zach Moss to potentially find pay dirt, it's probably this week. So another respectable, I'll say, DFS option, but not for your standard fantasy team. Give me Stephon Diggs. Give me Cole Beasley. Give me Gabriel Davis with John Brown still out.
Tyler Kroft
with all the tight ends getting COVID. Tyler Kroft's wife went into labor this week. And
congrats.
Yeah, sweet.
And it ended up being very coincidental to save your husband. So that's pretty interesting. That's a story to tell.
She put out on Twitter like, hey, just doing my job, just take care of business, doing the damn thing, giving birth, no big deal.
The Bills might not even do 2 tight end sets. We were talking about it before the game. I was like, man, who'd be the second tight end? They'd probably go 4 wide, if anything. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty. I'd fire up Tyler Kroft because he had like a 3 touchdown game. Like he's got that potential,
Absolutely.
Do you think the Jets are going to cover the spread?
No.
Yeah. So the Jets are 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games.
No. Well, they're the goddamn Jets. I mean, Adam Gase is the coach. If Adam Gase wasn't coach, maybe I'd think things differently. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. No Jets for me, really. I mean, Darnold, cool. I'm trying to pull him up here. Sam Darnold, nah. Frank Gore, nah. Are you putting in LaMichael P. Ryan?
If I'm not putting in Sam Darnold, I'm not putting in anybody, to be completely honest.
LaMichael P. Ryan could catch some passes. What about Rashad Perriman, Jeff Smith,
no.
Denzel Mims, make a dollar holler, DFS?
Denzel Mims, possibly. I think Rashad Perriman is more of like a late season kind of guy. I feel like he's kind of got to like get into shape.
He's gonna play really well for your fantasy team in the last 6 weeks of the year.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty Rashad Perriman like.
I mean, that's exactly what happened to me last year. I was like, "What is going on right now?" And as Rashad Perriman, so I'm kind of gonna be waiting a little bit. Wait until maybe after trade deadline where he's like, "Okay, I can actually stay here this year. I'm comfortable."
Comfortable on the Jets. That's a thing to say. Ask Roby Anderson what week he was comfortable playing for the Jets. I don't think he'll be able to give you an answer.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on here, fire up all your Bills. Kiss it, keep it simple, stupid. It's the goddamn Jets at the end of the day. Give me the Bills. Really nothing out of this game. Like they're -10. I don't want that. I'm just not. I don't like those high numbers. I like the minus. What do I get out of -113 that I get back from it? But I just don't like sweating that out. The Jets, like I said, they got Darnold coming back. Bills defense, they could shock us. They could lose by 10. They could lose by 8. So I'm staying away from that. Bills are -525 on the money line. It's just like they don't give you any value here. Over under is at 46.5. The over is actually paying plus money. I'll take that. Whenever I'm getting a plus money on something like that, I'll just take it. It's literally the only plus money on any over under on the entire board.
Do you want some trends to help your thoughts?
The trends are probably going to say to take the under, right?
The total has gone over in 4 of Buffalo's last 5 games on the road.
Yeah.
And then the Jets, the total. So I got 2 for you on this one.
Mm-hmm.
The total has gone under in 8 of New York Jets' last 12 games.
Mm-hmm.
But the total has gone over in 4 of New York Jets' last 5 games against Buffalo. So I'm going to lean towards the over on this one.
Yeah, 46.5. I mean, the Bills could literally score 30 on their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't hate this number. If it was a little bit higher, 48, 50, and they were laying plus money, sure, I could see it. But 46.5, and they're giving me plus 100, bring it over here. Give it to me. To me. That is mine. I will take it. It's coming home with me. All right, next one up, we got Green Bay Packers visiting the Texans. Texans are home dogs, are plus 160 and plus 3 on the spread. The Packers are going to be missing Aaron Jones. Is it going to be a big factor in this game, or do things just keep rolling right along here for the Packers?
I think they're going to just keep rolling down.
Mm-hmm.
They have a stable of running backs. Aaron Jones is a great running back, but he honestly has worked his way up to that, and I think that they're kind of used to having these guys that kind of have like a chip on their shoulder to kind of prove. Like A.J. Dillon was one of the top running backs coming out of college football last year, and I think he was after like 3rd or 4th round. He's got to be a little salty about that. So, he's got something to prove. I think that it's just going to be business as usual. You know, they kind of seem like that organization that's just like, you know what, next man up.
I was thinking the same thing, but more of just like the Matt LaFleur type of mindset and culture that he has implemented there, especially with the run game. Mm-hmm. Like Jamal Williams, AJ Dillon, they're going to get it done today. Like I don't expect them to have any issues. If I have the numbers here, I think the Texans are one of the top. Yeah, they let up 5.4 yards per carry. That's a lot. They've allowed. Oh, I thought they were up there. The 6th most rushing touchdowns and the most rushing yards. AJ Dillon, Jamal Williams, get them in your lineups, get them in your DFS lineups. It should be a good week for them. I think that the Packers do win, but I think the Texans surprisingly cover. They're 1-5 on the year up against the spread, but I'm seeing a lot from the Texans in the past weeks that I'm just liking. Their offense is rolling. Watson looks good, and the Packers secondary isn't their strongest piece of their team whatsoever. Might be their weakest, might be their Achilles heel, actually. So I'm thinking there's a lot of upside for Watson this week in the passing game. I don't believe that the Texans are going to try to revolutionize their running game this week. It's not going to be the rebirth of their run game. Yeah. It's not going to be a David Johnson coming out party on the ground. Maybe he catches some passes, in the air. But I'm thinking that Watson and company is going to be coming out, flooring it. They've got nothing to lose. And that's the most dangerous teams out there is the teams that are good on offense. They have something to prove, but at the same time, they have nothing to lose. So give me the Texans on the spread.
I'm going to say Texans against the spread. And it's not. There's no information.
3 points. Sorry.
There's no information on the Houston side, but on the Green Bay side, there's a lot of against the spread. So Green Bay is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. They are 5-1 in their last 6 games against an AFC opponent, and they're 5-2 in their last 7 games played in October. So they're going to win by more than what against the spread for them means more than 3-point win, right?
The Texans need to
win under 3 points.
No. They just need to win. They can either win or lose by 3.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to say Green Bay covers the 3.
Yeah, I mean Green Bay's been money on the cover where they at 4-1 on the year. Houston Texans 1-5. I'm going to say it's a sneaky cover by the Texans. I think they're going to keep the pace of play. I think Aaron Jones being out will have some, maybe some short-term effects in the first half. But I really believe Jamal Williams and A.J. Dillon get it going in this game. I think the Packers do win. I just think it's going to be a close game. I see it being a 3-1 point game. I don't think the Packers are in trouble this week. I just think the Texans could score like a late touchdown, being down 10, type of scenario where they just keep it close. Over-unders at 57 points. I like the over. I like the over, but it's another one of those games where let's buy this down a couple points, let's bring this down to 55. Let's bring this down to 54. I'll feel a lot more comfortable about it. But 57, I'm not shy to stay away from it. I'll take it. I keep deleting the wrong tab every time, and it's driving me crazy. We're firing up Aaron Rodgers. We're firing up Deshaun Watson.
Tanyan.
Robert Tanyan. So, yeah, we'll stay with the Packers then. Are you ready to go with the MVS?
I think MVS is touchdown dependent, but he's definitely an option.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, MVS. I think you got to start both those guys. Robert Tanyan, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. No Aaron Jones. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know why they have that name still right there. I guess he's technically still a game time decision, but he's not likely to play. Give me all of Jamal. Give me all of AJ Dillon. For the Texans, give me David Johnson. No Duke. They said they'd get him involved last week. They didn't. So wait on the Duke. Not there yet. Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks. I'll take Randall Cobb too. Give me Darren Fells. Give me all these guys.
Yep.
They're going to be playing from behind at some point in this game. Going to be chasing points. No Kenny Stills. Not digging that deep.
Yeah, not digging that deep. Just to give you a targeted trend, total has gone over in 4 of Green Bay's last 5 games against an opponent in the AFC South.
Ooh, so there it is.
I'm definitely for the over on this because especially AFC South. That's that. NFC East is way worse, but AFC South is kind of just a level above.
Yeah, give me all that. All right, so next up we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Titans, one of my favorites on the day.
This is a good game.
Steelers plus 102 on the money line, Titans minus 122. Titans are at home. That's the way I'm leaning. I'm going with the home team here. Titans have looked good. Steelers have the better defense in my opinion, but their secondary it's kind of neutral to me as far as comparing, to the Titans. and they did lose Devin Bush in the middle for the Steelers. So I think there's maybe a little bit more upside for the run game.
Forgot about that. That's terrible.
And I think the Titans really, really bury the ball. I think Tannehill's still going to have him a game. Tannehill's like top 5 quarterback, top 2. Sorry. I think that there will be passing opportunities, but I think the way that you beat the Steelers is keep their offense off the field. And it could be literally the same approach from both teams. Like Steelers are thinking like, you know how to beat Derrick Henry? Don't let him run. Like if he's on the sideline, he can't run the ball, right? So I'm going to be feeling the under in this game, despite its extremely high total of 51 points. I'm going to take the under here. I know you're diving for the trends. I know it.
Got to be a stat guy here. That's my thing.
I like it. Titans on the money line minus 122. I'm going to take them on the spread. Give me the point. I might try to get a couple more if I can. If I can get to -3, that would be great. I'm not sure if they'll give it to me. But yeah, I like the Titans here. I like the edge. I like what they've shown me thus far. That win up against the Texans, beautiful. Going down the field. How do you beat these guys? You can't outscore them. Their offense is right there to outscore you right back. You can't you can't blitz them. You can't overload them or anything like that. Derrick Henry's taking wild cat snaps. They've got something built for every scenario here. Give me the Titans. I'm ready to roll with them.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Actually, it's a
coin flip.
Yeah, it's a coin flip. Just a quick funny story. I saw a video of J.J. Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Bud Dupree. They're all doing a conference call together, and Minkah was asked, "Hey, Minkah, what do you think is the key to winning the game?" And he said, away from this one, said, "Oh yeah, the linebackers really got to stop Derrick Henry." And they told T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree, and they look back at him like, "Oh, okay, so we're supposed to stop him. Oh, okay, I see how it is."
No shit. No shit. You don't say.
And he just starts laughing. It was pretty funny. Like, man, I'm out of here. But anyway, I say that it's gonna be Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 10-1 straight up in their last 11 games played in October. They are
October team.
Yeah, they are 6-1 straight up in their last 7 games against an opponent in the AFC South division. And then I'm going to say under also because the total has gone under in 8 of Pittsburgh's last 9 games on the road. So definitely believe that. I believe whatever team gets ahead, they're going to park the bus.
Try to.
Yeah, they're going to try to.
I could see a fourth quarter, I could see a fourth quarter spoiler for the
scramble,
like a last drive spoiler to end the over or end the under. But just kind of alluding to the loss Devin Bush was he was the every down linebacker play caller.
He is nasty.
So Vince Williams is going to be the play caller now. Is that going to be the case, or do we give it to Bud Dupree?
No,
Minka.
No, you give it to the middle linebacker. That's how it is.
Vince.
It's going to be Vince. Yeah.
Yeah. Man. I mean that's just a bit of a downgrade for me.
It is a huge downgrade. So you might see maybe 5 to 7 dives from Derrick Henry just to attack that
right out of the gate. Out of the gate, just punch him in the mouth just right out of the doorstep.
Yeah. Man, Derrick Henry is such a huge human being, man. Like I was looking at pictures and him just like comparing against like Mark Ingram. Like
I love that photo so much.
Mark Ingram looks like a kindergartner with a beard.
Yeah.
Like it's just very interesting. But man, that's you're going to see a lot of Derrick Henry just pounding, getting him in rhythm, and just wearing down that defense because Pittsburgh, they're going to need a rotation of guys to be able to stop this monster for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So fire up all of Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown.
Is Johnny Smith back?
Johnny Smith looks like he's good to go. He didn't make it into the not expected lineup, so he should be good to go. Corey Davis, he's here, but I believe he's on the COVID list. So give me Adam Humphries, give me Johnny Smith. Are you digging to Anthony Ferkser?
You know what? Yes. If your tight end situation is really bad, like if you're like
dire,
if you're a Noah Fant owner,
Noah Fant's starting this week. He's good to go.
Make that change.
Make that change. Let me get after that real quick here.
But like that was kind of like the guy that just came straight to mind because he kind of been hurt. But like last week, Anthony Ferkser got a touchdown. He would have been a great replacement for Noah Fant. So I will go for Ferkser.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to. I mean, play it close. Like, really wait for all the information you can before kickoff. Obviously, it's 8:34 Eastern time right now, so you have a lot of time before you need to get your lineup set. Wait and see. Wait and get all the info on Jonnu Smith. It sounds like he's going to be good to go, but Ferkser has been a nice compliment to Tannehill. He's really shown some favoritism to him, so I don't hate him this week. But you really need to start him if that's the case. Like, you need to have someone hurt, someone banged up, really low end option to get him into the lineup, in my opinion. So fire up all of Tannehill, Henry, Brown, and Humphreys there. But wait till kickoff to make your decision on the tight ends. Next up, we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Raiders. It looks like I think Adam Schefter texted me not that long ago. We're pretty close, and he mentioned that the Raiders O-line, I believe, is going to be good to go, other than Trent Brown. Let me take a look here.
Yeah.
Let's see, tests in Las Vegas and New Orleans, all negative, all good to go. Means that the Raiders' offensive line, other than right tackle Trent Brown, is expected to be intact for today's game. So just getting right into it, I had the Bucs D line on the upgrade list here, but take them back down a bit. The Raiders have missed Trent Brown for a few games this season, and we talked about it on Thursday about how they lead the NFL in offensive efficiency. They have scored on 28 of their 50 offensive drives. Give me the Raiders this week, guys. Give me the Raiders to cover. Where is it? Cover 5 points. Buy it up to 7. Buy the Raiders up to 7 points.
Wow.
Take them by a touchdown. Gruden has been the game plan guy so far this year. He's beat the Chiefs. Gruden beat the Chiefs with the Raiders, with their roster, with what they have. They have no receivers. I mean, I love Ruggs. I love Bryan Edwards. They're great pieces going forward, but they're not win now, big, deep threat options, that's just going to blow the game open. Obviously, Ruggs had that big, huge play, but he only had 2 catches. It wasn't like he was smoking them like Chase Claypool type of numbers. You know what I mean? But give me the Raiders here. They're +5 at home. Bucks traveling to Vegas. I like the upside here for the Raiders. Again, I was talking about a lot of close matchups this week. Raiders +200 at home. What do you got for me? What numbers say the other way?
No, I'm going your way.
Let's go.
Las Vegas is 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games. The only stat that's kind of weird is they're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games at home, but everything else is 4 against the spread. So Las Vegas is 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games on Sunday.
Buy it up 2 points. Take it to a touchdown for the Raiders today.
And I'm also going to take the over because the total has gone over in 6 of Las Vegas' last 6 games against Tampa Bay, and then the total has gone over in the last 5 games for Las Vegas. So give me the over. Give me Las Vegas against the spread, and I am going to take Las Vegas for the win. On OddsShark, the best odds that I'm seeing is +200 for the money line for Las Vegas. So nice. I think that this is definitely the upset of the week for Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, we already saw them upset the Chiefs, right? Why not Tampa Bay? Who do you want to say they're a better team than Chiefs, or who's better?
Absolutely not. You know what Tampa Bay is? They're that Frankenstein team that they just keep putting pieces on, hoping that just one of them will connect. This is the last week before Antonio Brown, and I do think Antonio Brown and
we got 2 more weeks. So we got this week, week 7, week 8 for Antonio Brown's suspension. We'll talk about that a little bit here. Yeah. And then week 9 is the week that he could be there playing for you in your fantasy lineups against the Saints for the Bucs. So it's a great spot to get him there. Yeah. Division game. Teams that are competing for the first spot for sure come the end of the year. So it's a great spot to get him. But I'm not sure if the Bucs actually get him into their lineup. We saw Fournette come in. He was getting some touches, but I'm not sure. I really don't know. Fournette's kind of gone away since he got hurt. Hasn't been overly utilized. But going to the Antonio Brown thing, he could have been a Seattle Seahawk if Russell Wilson didn't get off his high fucking horse of he'll be a better man. He'll grow if he comes to Seattle. Bro, you don't speak down to Antonio Brown. I don't know if you got the fucking memo or watched Hard Knocks that year with the Raiders, but that is not how you speak to Antonio Brown. He's a teenage boy. That's the mentality that he has. And you just don't talk down to him like that. He's just going to take his skill set elsewhere, LeBron style, going to South Beach. Deuces, I'll see you later. I'm going to go hang out with my friend Tom. He can be my general and yell at me any day of the week. I don't care.
Yeah, I think Tom Brady's the only person that Antonio Brown's crazy mind respects.
Because he's the GOAT.
And he in his mind, that's where the best championship chance is. I do hope that we do start seeing like a super team come out of Tampa Bay because they've spent a lot of money and a lot of pieces have gone there.
I don't know how they do it. It's crazy.
Honestly, to me, they're disappointing. They're one of the biggest disappointments because they should be blowing out teams, and I should be sitting with Tom Brady and not worried about Gardner Minshew. Yeah. But it's not happening. So maybe if Antonio comes in and pumps up Tom Brady, but I don't know.
Are they going to use him at running back for 5-yard catches for Tom? Is that what they need to clean up?
No, but they're going to use him at kick return.
I mean,
have you seen his contract? It's like very, very low. Like there's really no risk in having him on the team. They can cut him basically at any time. It's very incentive laden. So
sweet. We'll get him for a week. Some TMZ story will come out. That'll be the end of him.
Yeah.
Bazinga. Or he'll get COVID. Add him to like the high risk COVID list. Him, OBJ, anyone that plays for the Niners.
Did you see OBJ's quote, man? That quote just like still blows my mind.
Me and COVID have a mutual respect. He mutually respects COVID. He respects.
Yeah, they were drinking after the game, and they were just like, look, let's just like talk about this.
All right, we're off the rails already. So back to this matchup. Give me the over 52 points. Give me the Raiders on the upset, but I'm mostly taking the spread here and buying them up to 2 points. Give me the Raiders +7. Raiders starting Derek Carr, starting Josh Jacobs. Someone asked me on Facebook, "Hey, Mike Davis, Josh Jacobs, do you have to stop? Do you have to not start Jacobs this week? He's my first, second round pick type of guy. No, start him. Start him over Mike Davis this week. Even if the offensive line was completely gone, the way that you beat the Buccaneers, we saw with the Bears, you passed to the running back. 10 of Foles' completions, 10 of his 30 completions went to Montgomery and Patterson. And I'm sure they had more targets than that too. You know what I mean? Like that's how you beat these guys. One out of every 3 completions Foles made was to a running back. So I expected Jacobs to get a ton of play this week. You're not going to just put Jacobs on the bench in this type of important game where you're going to be in it the entire way for the sake of Devontae Booker catching passes, Alec Ingold, the fullback catching passes. You know what I mean? You don't just put those guys out there for the sake of, Jacobs hasn't caught balls before, so that's not how we're going to do it. No. Fire up all of Jacobs this week. Fire up all of Waller. I am a little bit more worried about Ruggs, Renfro this week. I think that one of them is going to grab a touchdown. Whichever one of them does is probably, I don't know. Like Ruggs is probably going to have to blow one off the top or take a screen to the house. This defense is really good still. But this defense has been really, really good still.
The defensive front 7 have been really good, and Antonio Winfield Jr., the safety, have been really good.
Yep.
But the corners have not been.
Is Carlton Davis healthy? Is he going to be playing this game?
I don't know.
Because Carlton Davis has actually been
that's a big guy.
Yeah, he's been surprisingly good this year. I mean, last year I was disrespecting his name quite a bit. This year, a little bit of a different story. Now he's going to be good to go.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
Yeah, he's going to be good to go. Sean Murphy bunting. That's where you take it to the Hizzy. That's where you take it to the house. Hasn't been as good. Was it Jamel Dean? Same thing. Some guys that you can take advantage of in that secondary. But yeah, Antoine Winfield been solid for them.
He's
solid.
He's possibly going for defensive rookie of the year. I heard he's legit back there. But just saying, like
the Cardinals ruined Isaiah Simmons. By the way, thanks so much, Arizona Cardinals.
Dude,
if he played for Ron Rivera I guess I was about to say the Panthers and Ron Rivera, but Ron Rivera doesn't coach them anymore. If he played for like really any real defensive minded coach, this dude would be defensive rookie of the year. They're just completely wasting his young talent there.
I honestly hate Arizona Cardinals because they grab all these freak athletes and they completely misuse them.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how Steve Keim, get the hell out of Arizona. I'm sick and tired of you ruining these young guys' careers. Stop. You know what? You're doing what happened to Tavon Austin on the defensive side. I'm done with it. I'm fucking done with it.
Yeah, I completely hate how they're using him there. Barely touching the field, to be honest with you. He's grabbing like a tackle a game. I mean, Jordan Hicks is a good linebacker. Don't get me wrong, but find a way to use this guy more. I don't understand. So yeah, not really loving it there. Moving on to the next matchup, we got the Niners and the Patriots. Patriots are -159 at home. Niners traveling West Coast to East. Jimmy Garoppolo coming home to the Patriots, team that drafted him. Can we take the Patriots here? Or are we really that confident?
No.
So this is a complete coin flip for me. This is probably, to me, the biggest question mark on the board for the day.
Okay, so I'm going to say San Francisco is going to pull out a win because Jimmy G is actually healthy. I do think that this game is going to go to the under because both these teams are heavy rushing attack offenses.
Yep.
I am actually upgrading Kyle Shanahan as a coach. He's probably in the top 5 coaches in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think that he can game plan very similar to Belichick. And this is going to be a battle of the minds of the NFL. I think that San Francisco is going to pull it out.
I think you're right. I think that's the case, but I'm Belichick for Shanahan. You got 2 really good coaches, right? Like you just alluded to. When you get those type of matchups, it can go either way. Give me the Niners on the spread at 2.5. I'd like to get that up to 4 if I can. I think that's a safer play. But if there's any risk to take, give me the plus 139 on the money line for the Niners. Over under, yeah, I'll stay there with you at the under. Give me under 45 game total. Where are we at as far as our starters? Are you ready to throw in Jimmy G? I'm not throwing Jimmy G up against Bill.
No, not at all. He knows him. He drafted him.
Like, exactly. Yeah.
He built him. Like
what about Cam Newton? Are you ready to throw him out up against the Niners?
Yeah, Cam Newton, he can provide a lot of points in a variety of ways. I think that he's going to be the focal point. I mean, you got to create confusion, especially against Is it Robert Saleh that's still there for the defensive side?
No.
He's a very good defensive coach. You got to confuse him. So some of the stats that are coming out right now, San Francisco's 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games on the road. They're 4-2 straight up in their last 6 games when playing on the road against New England. And the total has gone under in 7 of San Francisco's last 10 games played in October. So
all right.
Give me San Francisco, give me San Francisco against the spread, and then give me the total for the under. So that's kind of what I'm feeling.
What about James White? I'm firing him up.
I'm out on New England still.
I mean, if you look at the way that Cam is passing, I mean, the running backs, like that's who he targets. Like that's the safest options. He is running a lot, respectable option in fantasy, the way that he can operate in the RPO. But the receivers, like, what receiver are you starting? Julian Edelman, Damiere Byrd, N'Keal Harry? Like
maybe N'Keal Harry.
I'll start Damiere Byrd. Damiere Byrd has been the dude there. I mean, I'll pull up the snap counts here.
What's Damon Harris at? Because I saw him getting some run when we really thought he was going to get none.
Yeah, I mean, Damon Harris is another guy to start there. I mean, I would prefer James White, but let's see. Last week, James White 54%, Rex Burkhead 32%, Dame Harris 21%. But the week before that, Dame Harris 31%, James White 53%, and Rex Burkhead 35%. So James White's the guy there.
James White's the guy.
But Damiere Byrd 95% plus snap count in the last 3 games. N'Keal Harry, his highest is 89% in the last game. So he came on a little bit in the last game. Julian Edelman, get this fuck out of here, man. 75% the last game, 61% the game before, and 81% the game before that. For reference, the week he put up 179 receiving yards, he had 72% snap count share. They're like not even using Edelman in the first half of the game. If there's a receiver to start there, I'm saying it's Damiere Byrd. Nick's got N'Keal Harry. If there's a running back to start, it's James White. Could Burkhead come in and poach a touchdown? Sure. I mean, Dame Harris could too. But I think the most consistent volume in this offense will go to either Byrd or James White. That's
I agree with you with those snap shares. There we go.
Yeah. So for the 49ers, no Jimmy. Give me obviously Kittle. Can you start McHasty or any of these running backs? Like they barely used Jerick McKinnon last week. I didn't understand it when Mostert went out. I didn't understand it. McHasty had like 9 carries for like, I don't know, what is it, 40 some odd yards, 50 some odd yards, something like that. They got Jeff Wilson back. He's going to be the red zone guy, in my opinion. I feel like all 3 of these guys are going to have a role this week. Just specifically about how we were talking about Garoppolo doing a lot of passing behind the line of scrimmage within 5 to 10 yards. You know, Kittle took a screen last week for 80. You know what I mean?
That's Kittle for you.
Yeah.
The running back situation is very strange. Like, this is a true running back by committee. If Mostert was in, I would be saying fire up Mostert.
Yeah, easy one, right?
Jerick McKinnon is – I don't know how he falls in and out of favor so fucking fast. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what's his snap share?
Let me take a look really quick. That's a good question, especially for last week. I was looking at McHasty before you had asked that, and he was 9 for 37 last week. And he's so far he's averaged over 4 yards per carry this season. It's not a lot of work though. It's not a lot of work. McKinnon 32% last week. Kyle Juszczyk 30%. Raheem Mostert 48. Obviously, he was still in there for most of the game. And then Hasty 21%. But really, the takeaway for Hasty in that game is that when Mostert did go down, Hasty was the guy getting the carry and all the love up the middle. McKinnon I still see as the PPR guy. I see Hasty as the up the middle, down the field type of usage, and I see Wilson getting used in the red zone. That's how I see it getting cut up.
So for your 2 running backs and your flex, you got to put all 3 of them. At this point,
pretty much.
Just corner the San Francisco running game.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you don't have that running back like a Dalvin Cook, like Stefanski was able to use in every asset and facet of the game last year, running, receiving, all of it. Now you see Stefanski with Hunt and Chubb early in the year being able to, kind of cut those responsibilities up. I see Shanahan doing the same thing here, feeding McKinnon in passing, hasty, slow, grinded up the middle type of plays, getting those 3 to 4 yard chunk plays up the middle, and then just letting Wilson, you don't need to use him a lot. He's banged up this week. Let him finish in the red zone. Really cut it up.
You know who I see vulturing a touchdown?
Kendrick Bourne.
Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah, I can see that.
That guy is like Mike Allscott.
Yeah.
You know what? Shanahan's got to be like, you know what? You know who hasn't broken down this year? Kyle Juszczyk. Let me get him a touchdown this week. I see that happening.
Yeah, I think the safest options here for the Niners pretty simple: Deebo Samuel, George Kittle.
Yep.
Those are your home runs. Are you starting Brandon Ayuk?
I would. I think he has the same abilities as Deebo Samuel.
He could get a couple rushing plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he hopped over that guy for a 52-yarder. Like that was awesome.
Untouched.
Yeah, that was incredible, and I think that they should definitely use it more.
My watch was saying I was talking to it. I wasn't. I didn't say.
But yeah, I play Ayuk.
All right, cool. So yeah, get those Niners in there. Be very selective with your running backs. Be very selective. Getting down to the Chiefs and the Broncos. Broncos are +7 at home, +290 on the money line. Game total is at 44 points. Give me the over here. Give me the over 44 points. I think the Broncos could cover 7 points.
Let me see. 7 points. Man,
they just beat the Patriots. The Patriots were really in that Chiefs-Patriots game at first. I mean, obviously, the second half, Chiefs took it away, but Broncos beat the Patriots. Patriots were really in that Chiefs game. I would say if they had Cam Newton, it's a potential win or cover for sure.
Okay, here we go. I got some stats for you. So Denver's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. They are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against an opponent in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say they're going to go under because the total has gone under in 4 of the last 6 games. 4 of the last 5 games against Kansas City.
I can't do it with Patrick Mahomes in the game, brother.
And
I can't
then
do it.
Has gone under in 11 of Denver's last 12 games against an American Football Conference West division.
Okay.
So
I was like, where are you going with this? Like,
yeah, I know.
You were saying it all out loud. I'm like, where are you going with that?
Sorry, but I'm going to say they're going to cover the spread, but it's going to go under.
Man, that's tough for me, man. Just with a guy like Patrick Mahomes that can put up like 3 touchdowns in a quarter, it's tough for me to take the under. I'm gonna take the over there, so we'll disagree on that one. That's okay. What do you think about the spread though? Can the Broncos cover 7?
Yes.
Man, yeah, I think they can too. If you don't think so, buy it up to 9. I don't think the Chiefs cover in this one. I think I don't think the Chiefs cover in this one. I think the Broncos will. I think that the Broncos are going to be a little more surprising than people estimate today. They're playing at home too.
They are an ugly team, by the way. like just like how they win. Like for me, it's like, man, like I see them winning, but I also see
Vic Fangio comes from ugly university. Bear down.
Yeah, I mean they're real ugly as a team, but you know what? They're getting W's, and Kansas City's kind of reeling from the Las Vegas loss. In some ways, I kind of feel like Andy Reid is kind of like misjudging when to unleash Pat Mahomes because we haven't really seen Pat Mahomes have. I
kind of feel that too. I feel like they kind of play more conservatively, when the score's even, and they really don't unleash that aggressiveness until it's like, oh, whoa, now it's time to get serious. Turn your head around, we got to really start taking this drive seriously.
In the last minute and a half of the game, that's when they really turn on their offense. It feels like. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I would say probably sooner than that, but I do feel like it's a lot of slower, a much slower chess match to start the game. They're not trying to come out and blow Tyreek Hill down the field for 80 yards or anything like that. So Yeah, I'm going to be feeling pretty good about the Broncos today, at least covering the spread.
Mhm.
I do think the Chiefs can still win this one.
Yes.
But give me the Broncos to cover. Give me over 44 game points here.
Under.
We're starting everybody. I mean, who are we not starting?
DeMarcus Robinson.
Okay. All right.
I started him last week because who was out? Someone was out. Sammy Watkins.
He's still out.
But DeMarcus Robinson, like I said week 1 when he dropped those 3 passes,
Cut him.
I was like, cut him because we're not going to see him.
He dropped that one in the end zone. That was bad.
That was horrible.
The drop in the end zone was the worst one.
Yeah, but we have seen Pat Mahomes doesn't really trust him, really sucks. So I'm going to avoid him. McCole Hardman too. He hasn't done the explosive stuff that he did last year.
You got to pick one or the other. You got to take Hardman or Robinson. Yeah, one or the other.
If I got to pick one, it's Hardman.
Yeah, I'd say Hardman too. I mean, that's what I'm feeling. I like Tyreek. I like Hardman in this game. I like Kelsey. I like Clyde. Not going to have Bell, I believe.
I don't think so.
Yeah, not going to have Bell. Darrell Williams, make a dollar holler in DFS. He can get a touchdown.
Darwin Thompson can get a touchdown too.
Yeah, any one of these backups could get a touchdown. I like Darrell to get a touchdown over D-Rob for sure. But yeah, give me Kelsey, give me Hill, give me Hardman, Hilaire, obviously Mahomes. For the Broncos, Drew Lock. I'm
sitting Jerry Jeudy. I'm playing Jerry Jeudy, but Jerry Jeudy, he's good, but there have been issues with drops, so there could be a lot more production coming from him. But I mean, honestly,
Tim Patrick though.
I saw a stat yesterday. Tim Patrick is the first Bronco since 2018 to get 100 receiving yards back-to-back games.
Yeah.
I forgot who Emmanuel Sanders was the last guy.
Nice.
Very nice.
Did you see Borat 2 yet?
I did not see
Oh my God, it's great. It's so good.
It's going to take me just as long to see that as it has to see The Last Dance.
No, dude, it was so good. Oh my gosh. Not to play spoiler or anything, but Borat's daughter, she has to live outside in like a box in a barn while the boys live inside. That's how it goes down in Kazakhstan, apparently, where Borat's from. It's imaginary. It's not a real place. But she just sits outside all day and watches like her version of Disney movies. And they created, instead of Cinderella, it's Melania. Oh my God. I'll just use your creative imagination about how they could parodize that. It was so great. Oh my God. It was driving me nuts. I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl. It's been a very long time. I was crying with laughter watching that last night. Emron was too. Shout out Emron. He shouted out on Twitter that he was dying from watching it. I was literally at the same time watching it. And yeah, I was losing my shit. Back to it though. Back to it. No Drew Lock. Give me Melvin Gordon. Give me Phillip Lindsay. Give me Tim Patrick. Jerry Jeudy. I'm there and I'm not.
Yeah, fence.
I'm right there. I'm gonna say sit him this week. I feel like it's a week he get a touchdown though. I feel like I'm gonna be biting my tongue later. I feel like I'm gonna be regretting that one. Fuck it. Fire up Jerry Jeudy. Fire up JJ. I bet he finds pay dirt this week.
Fant too.
Yeah, give me Noah Fant. Give me Patrick. Give me Jeudy. Give me Gordon and Lindsay, but I'm just not feeling good about Drew Lock. I think he still could throw a interception like mid-game and then maybe one to like close it down, like to end a game ender, something like that. Instead of a garbage time touchdown, he gets a garbage time interception trying to drive up the score or play catch up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next up, I don't know why my thing was going off. I thought that was Shefty again texting me. It wasn't. Next up, we got the Jags visiting the Chargers. Should be another good one. I like the Chargers here at +9.
Yep.
They are +290 on the money line going West Coast to Los Angeles. But I like the Jaguars at +9. They beat the Colts, best defense in the league arguably right now. And I think that they can at least drive the number or stay in this game up against the Chargers, who defense is, we'll say neutral, not great, not terrible, right?
Yeah, in their offense, it's hit or miss, really. I mean, I've been playing that game with LaVisca and Gardner all year.
They've got Devine Ozigbo on the return. Not sure if he really does anything today, but it's cool to see that he's back.
Yeah, we'll see. Jacksonville is 0-8 against the spread in their last 8 games against the LA Chargers. The LA Chargers are really just hitting their stride with Justin Herbert, him and Mike Williams. I think they're going to be the next up-and-coming duo. I really like Mike Williams. Keenan Allen's still there. Is Hunter Henry healthy?
Yep.
Hunter Henry's there. they're getting back Josh Jackson. I think that they're just going to blow the doors off against Jacksonville. Gardner Minshew, that mania kind of died out after like week 4. After he got beat by the beard, that sucks. But it could be high scoring, but I don't see that, to be honest.
I don't know about over 49 points.
Yeah.
But I do like the Jags to cover. They're at +9 now. You could get it down to 11 if you want to. But I like the 9. I think that they can do it. The Chargers to cover 9 is actually plus money at this book here. It's +110. It's very interesting. Typically, the spreads are even both ways, -110, -114, going both directions. So
I just don't see the Jaguars covering. Another stat. Jacksonville's 3-10 against the spread in the last 13 games against an AFC West division opponent. So
I'm buying Minshew this week. Give me the Minshew this week.
You get burned in that. So
you get burned in that. I'm not starting.
The total's gone under in 4 of LA's last 6 games played on Sunday. Total's gone under in 8 of the last 12 games played in October for the Chargers. So give me the under. Give me Chargers covering spread too.
Okay. Chargers. Nick's got Chargers on the spread. I'll take the Jags. I think they could. The Chargers could easily win this one 28-20. And still have like a really good gap like for most of the game. So for the Chargers, firing up everybody that I can. Give me Herbert. Give me Josh Kelly. Give me Jackson. If you have to choose between the two, I'll say Josh Kelly this week. Justin Jackson coming in a little bit more banged up. The last time I made the selection, Jackson did do better, and I did pick Kelly, but Jackson wasn't coming in hurt. So I'm going to stick to Josh Kelly this week. Give me Keenan Allen. Give me Mike Williams. Give me Henry. Can you start Jalen Guyton this week, Nick?
Who?
Guyton.
Is that a fourth receiver?
For the Chargers. Deep ball threat. Deep ball Guyton.
If your receiver situation is bad, yeah, you can fire him up. But that's not a guy that I'm like looking to. I mean, I did see him kind of like pop him. I was like, who the hell is Guyton? I don't know. He's like a Deshaun Jackson.
Okay.
I see him as a kind of deep threat.
Okay, what about the Jags? James Robinson for sure. No Divine Azigbo this week. I mean, maybe they use him. Technically, Chris Thompson, he's on the COVID list. He's not going to be active. So after James Robinson, Divine Azigbo is the next on the depth chart. He practiced in full. He's good to go. I just don't know what they do with him. Like I just don't know what type of usage we're going to get out of him first week back. So I'm not saying to fire him up. DJ Shark, Laviska Shenault, being the fact that Thompson is out of this game, I think Shenault could get a couple more carries. So I'm going to say start him. Keelan Cole, start him. No tight ends. No Tyler Davis. No James O'Shaughnessy. Sorry.
Should I start Laviska Shenault or Noah Fant?
And a flex? Who's your starting tight end, your true tight end?
The tight end is Darren Fells. This is when I thought Noah Fant was injured. So give me Laviska. Give me Laviska. He's been healthier. We saw Albert O come on last week, led the team in targets with six targets, only had 2 catches, but I could see Albert O potentially stealing a touchdown from Fant, but I could still see Fant getting 4 to 5 catches, 50 to 60 yards in that game. But Shenault, he's got much more upside in my opinion in this matchup.
Fells.
What's that?
Then Fells.
No, Fells. I just say leave in as your starting tight end. He's your starting tight end. And if you're looking for a flex, I'd say Shenault over Fant still.
Wow, okay.
Just because it's Fant's first week back.
Yeah.
If they're not in that game, they could sit him down. You have to kind of, take a look at a couple of different potential game scripts. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure. Fant could be a great option this week if the Broncos are in it. If Locke's throwing for 3 or 4 touchdowns in this game somehow, you know what I mean? But Locke's passing prop is at like 218 yards. The books aren't expecting necessarily for Locke to go off this week. So we could also see the running backs just get a ton of love. Lindsey and Gordon both getting the touchdowns and no touchdowns to the receivers. So a couple of different potential directions that game could go. For Shenault, I just see him having to get used with potential carries, having to catch some passes in this game. He's still the number 2 receiver and technically the number 2 running back. So give me Shenault.
Yeah, I took your advice on this one because I kind of was like, I'm gonna flip a coin on this.
Nick's taking it to the Hizzy. Smash the like button, share the video. Let's go.
Bang.
Last one up on the Sunday card. We're looking at the Seahawks visiting the Cardinals. Seahawks coming in as favorites -3 on the road, -175 on the money line. Can the Cardinals take care of business at home? Home dogs for the Cardinals. I'm gonna say nah. I'm gonna say nah.
I'm going to say it's going to be a shootout, and I think that Seattle is going to come out on top. There's both defenses are not elite, and both their offenses are on a higher tier than the opposing defense. So the total's gone over in 4 of Seattle's last 6 games. Seattle straight up 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games. I'm just gonna say that it's gonna be Seattle. Total's gonna go over, but I'm gonna stay away from the spread because it
good call.
Could be crazy.
Because I want to take Arizona on the spread. They're 4-2 across the spread. Seahawks are 4-1 across the spread. It's a little too close for me. Gun to my head, give me the Cardinals on the spread. I think this is a 1-point game.
That makes sense.
I think it's a 1-point game. Give me the over 54 game total points. I'm going to take the Seahawks on the money line -175. They're only -130 right now to cover the spread. So just take the money line. I think they do win this game. I think they're the better team, period. And I think that the Cardinals, I think they find themselves in trouble late in this one. I think maybe they are playing to the tune of the Seahawks first half, competitive game. Things are rolling. I think things fall apart in the end of the third.
I think Seattle could park the bus. They have like a stable of running backs that they can just kind of rotate in and out to feed them. And if Arizona gets ahead, they really can't park the bus.
No,
you know, they don't have that rushing attack. They really need Kenyon Drake to break off 60-yard runs like against the Cowboys. Shout out Cam. Sorry about that loss. So yeah, I just kind of this game is not for Arizona. It's not a good matchup for Arizona.
Yeah. I feel like they'll. There goes my cat scaring the shit out of us.
Whoa.
Gandalf playing with plastic under the door. He's a little upset. He's not getting as much attention right now. It's about 9 a.m. So. It's about time for him to get his belly rubbed. He's not real happy right now, so he wants to come in and make a bunch of noise. Shut up, Gandalf! Jesus. Anyways, Cardinals starting up Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake. Are you firing up Chase Edmonds?
No, I'm kind of staying away from the running backs. They're not giving me enough production to be like, oh man, like this is definitely someone I need to have in my lineups. I mean, Kenyon Drake made his nut on that one run at the end of the game, and that's like Leonard Fournette production last year. Like I kind of got sick and tired of it, but I had to put him in based on his draft position. So no, I'm gonna stay away from Arizona running backs.
Give me Kenyon Drake. I gotta fire him up. Chase Edmonds, I think he can. I think there's gonna be some availability for him. DeAndre Hopkins is coming into this week, I guess, beat up. He's been dealing with ankle injuries. He's constantly sitting out of practice. I expect him to still have a solid production this week, but I'm just not sure. Like, can he get pulled early? I just got to keep firing up Chase Edmonds just because he's going to be used in the passing game, I think, in this one. I do see Seattle getting up, Cardinals chasing some points, keeping it even, but I see the Seahawks setting the tone in this one. I think they're going to be the team that goes up first, and the Cardinals are going to be chasing points. No Larry Fitzgerald, no Christian Kirk for me. Just feel safe with Hopkins and
Christian Kirk. I'd fire up too.
Okay,
he's a better option than Larry Fitz. He's more like that third option
between the two. Definitely Kirk over Fitz.
Yeah.
For the Seahawks, who wouldn't you fire up? I mean, you're firing up Metcalf. You're firing up Lockett, Russ, Carson. Are you firing up any of these back end running backs here?
No, I would play Carson. I would play. There's no one behind Carson that I would play, to be honest.
No Travis Homer, Carlos Hyde.
I hate to say this, but Carlos Hyde is probably the biggest vulture in that entire room. He probably gets some carries and a steady diet of whatever they give him.
He hasn't been that impressive with the touches that he has received, so I'm going to say no Carlos Hyde for me, but I think it's his first week back. He was hurt a little bit, so stay away from him. No David Moore for me, no Greg Olsen in this one. I think that's pretty much it here. We're going into the last matchup. We got the Monday night game. Bears traveling to Los Angeles. Bears undefeated on the road still, so I'm liking my Bears. Going to definitely be taking them on the spread at 6 points. They've every game has been within a possession, so the Bears covering 6 should be easy. I'll take the Bears plus 220 on the money line. Goff has 5 interceptions and no touchdowns up against the Bears in his career.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. And give me the under 45 points.
I think that they are way overrating the Los Angeles Rams on the Odd Shark. They're saying that the Rams are going to score 34 points against one of the highest rated defenses in the league.
No way.
Emron is a big Bears fan. He talks a lot about the Bears, but the one thing I can never ever argue is the defense is fucking legit. And I saw a stat. It was like number of or percentage of completions completed on like a defender. The top 2 defenders in the league, Kyle Fuller, Jalen Johnson. Like
rookie Jalen Johnson.
And then you got Eddie Jackson right behind them, cleaning up shit. So
talking about Antoine Winfield, Defensive Player of the Year, Jalen Johnson,
he's
sniffing, sniffing right behind him.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna say,
but then we probably won't pay him, and he'll go get a huge contract somewhere else.
It happens. I'm gonna say the Bears win. I'm gonna say that the Bears cover. Well, they're gonna cover anyway with the win, and then the total is gonna go under because the Rams won't be able to pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very hard. They have a lot of receivers, but the Bears defense is something else. Like they're on the same level as Pittsburgh. I just feel like they don't make as many big plays as Pittsburgh. Am I right on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, people are getting crazy on Twitter, Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Year. I'm like, let's slow down. Like, you got to get these stats. Like, you got to get interceptions. You got to grab a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, Minkah Fitzpatrick has a touchdown over Khalil Mack. Like, they're going to give Defensive Player of the Year to ball hawks and guys that were able to, force a lot of turnovers and stuff like that. Khalil Mack, he's got a handful of sacks. I want to say like 4.5 or 5 now. But TJ Watt, like, he's got a couple of interceptions. He's got sacks. He's going to start getting even more work with Dev Bush out. He's going to have to do even more on that line. The Bears are just the most well-rounded defense.
Correct.
I don't want to say they have the best secondary. I don't want to say they have the best up-front group, best front seven. They have the most rounded defense in the league.
A unit.
Yes, absolutely. Their best asset is, bar none, their secondary, in my opinion. So they've only allowed 4 passing touchdowns this season.
Holy shit. And they've allowed up a good amount of points, too.
They only have 5 interceptions. The league leader is 10. You know what I mean? So like you take the good with the bad, right? Like you don't need those turnovers. You need stops. And that's what the Bears defense has done. They've gotten all their wins. The Bears defense has made a stop on the last drive for every single win that they have. I hope that that's not the case this week. I hope that the Bears just really stranglehold and just really break the chicken's neck in the first quarter with this one. I really hope they murder the Rams this week. I really feel it.
What I see happening is that the Rams are going to have to depend on the pass so heavily, and that's like right in the breadbasket of the Chicago defense.
And Goff needs to get it out quick. We talked about this before. Mm-hmm. His quarterback efficiency is like through the roof when he can get the ball out under 2 seconds. When he's sitting there for longer than 2 seconds in the pocket, tick-tock, tick-tock, alarms start going off in Goff's head. I don't know if he starts just like his head just gets on a swivel and he's just uncertain of himself after 2 seconds. If he doesn't know where it's supposed to go right off the get, he's going to be in trouble. And that's going to be the case Monday night with the Bears. Going to be facing a ton of pressure. Clock's going to be ticking right away.
McVay's going to definitely have to draw up a nice little script for Goff because with those 2 seconds, because he told me that stat and I was like, 2 seconds. I was like, damn, he's not even reading anything. And I was like, Wait a second. I was like,
bus driver.
I was like, he's told throw the ball to X, throw the ball to Y, and to me, it's
not that he's told to, it's just that's the play. And that's how their playbook works. Like they are so deliberate with their play calling. And I admire a lot of it. When McVay first got to the Rams, they were doing like the most end around reverses I have ever seen. That touch pass to the receiver from the quarterback, they did that. Yeah. That's why we're seeing that in the NFL right now. That's because of Sean McVay. Have we seen it in years past? Sure, but not as consistently. Those passes count, by the way. To that stat, that counts as 0.5.
Yeah.
That's how it brings his average down to the below the 2 seconds. It's because it's a set, push, and that's it. Like the ball's out into the receiver's hands right away, and I love it because you're getting the ball into your playmaker's hands. That's what I was expecting from a lot of Joe Brady this year with the Panthers. That's what we wanted, right? Get their weapons out in space, give them the opportunity to find chunks, to find those holes downfield, and just let them go. It's going to be a little bit more difficult this week for McVay and company. Bench Goff, bench Henderson, bench Brown, bench Akers. I'll start Kupp and Woods, but you have to, where you drafted them. Could one of them find a touchdown? Sure. I'm not expecting it. I feel like if there's someone that's going to get a touchdown, it's one of these guys on the ground. It could be Malcolm Brown. It could be Akers. They didn't even use Akers last week, but he's fully healthy. Darrell Henderson, he's coming into this game, but he's beat up, but he'll be available. So I really only feel good about Woods and Kupp. Higbee, he's coming into this game as a game time decision. I don't feel good about him.
He's killing me every time. I'm like, put my Higbee. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's always Gerald Everett or something like.
Yeah.
I'm way off on my tight ends in Los Angeles.
So for the Rams, I really only feel good about Woods and Kupp.
Yep.
For the Bears, give me Big Dick Nick. Give me Nick Foles. I'm starting him. He's in my lineup this week. I feel good. He's going to be good to go. Is he going up against Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey? Sure. But it's a 2-quarterback league, and I have to start him. So it is what it is.
Nick Foles ain't scared of Aaron Donald. Like, and I'm not saying Aaron Donald is nothing to like, not pay attention to. It's just that Nick Foles has played in some of the biggest games and stuff, and he just knows that there's athletes in the NFL, and he still has to do his job to be successful. So he knows he's probably going to get hit by Aaron Donald a couple times, but he's going to get back up with his big dick and just stand there and just throw the ball and win the game. I feel like the Bears are going to win that because everybody's overrating the Rams.
He's a fucking tripod.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody's been overrating the Rams all year. Like the offense is there, but for some reason it just seems like they can't click, and it's because
they've only won up against the NFC East.
They're depending so heavily on the pass because their running backs just cannot get into a groove. Like you just don't see anybody in that room becoming the lead back. Cam Akers. Dude, what's going on, man? Like,
just feed him the ball. Like, this isn't his week. Like, it's not his week. But last week could have been. Like, if you know that you're going up against the Bears the following week and you're not going to be able to get a ton out of Akers then, why wouldn't they have done anything with him last week? I don't know. For the Bears, starting Nick Foles, I guess you have to start Allen Robinson, but it could be a long day for him with Jalen Ramsey on the docket. Give me David Montgomery. I'm starting Darnell Mooney.
Oh, breaking it out.
Start Darnell Mooney. Maybe even Anthony Miller. I
gotta start Anthony Miller.
If it's a coin flip between the two, I'm leaning Mooney. Mooney has shown that he has a connection with Foles. I have a Mooney prop over 31 receiving yards. It's on the ticker.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about that one. I feel like this week Ramsey is going to be shadowing a lot of A-Rob. A-Rob could still get 4 or 5 catches, maybe even find a touchdown, but it's going to be if they're moving him around the line or something like that. It's not going to be in coverage for Ramsey. I don't think he's going to beat him up in one-on-one. Not starting Patterson, but I do think Mooney can give you some value this week. Foles, he's been favoring him, and they've shown a connection there. So give me Mooney with Allen Robinson getting a little bit more coverage. Are you starting Jimmy Graham? Cole Kmet scored a touchdown last week. What do you think?
Jimmy Graham's on my team. I'm still not starting him.
Yeah, I'm not starting Jimmy Graham either. In that game, I'm going to take the under. I think we were at 44 game total points. Was it 45? I will take the under there. Give me the Bears on the spread. Give me the Bears on the win. Bear down. Feeling pretty good about it.
19-11 win. That's what I see. I see a similar Indiana game or Indianapolis because that offense, we thought that they were going to be humming a little bit, and they just struggled heavily against the Chicago D's. So I think the Chicago D's just kind of slept on very heavily.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be closing it down here. We're at the hour and a half mark, hour and 31. I'm going to go through some of my props really quick, and then you can go over the DFS and some of the decisions that went behind our DFS squad here. So for my best props for the day, I'm going to be taking Big Ben and Matthew Stafford over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think that would be a nice little parlay. Also, Big Ben and company, they are they're favored in that game. I'm sorry.
By 1.
Let me see really quick. I just want to see if they were the plus option. Yeah. No, there technically is no plus option there. So the Steelers are at minus 101 and the Titans are at minus 119. So it's a pick 'em. But I would like Stafford and Roethlisberger both to hit this prop over 1.5 and take dubs in their respective games too. You'll get a ton of value in that bet. Also give me, let's see, why is it going away here? What else do I got here? Gurley over 63.5 rushing yards. I think the Falcons are going to be running quite a bit here up against the Lions this week. Give me Kamara over 61.5 receiving yards. Who else is going to catch the ball there? And give me Melvin Gordon over 2 receptions. I think that, we mentioned there could be some downside for Patrick and Judy this week. You mentioned not potentially starting Judy. Gordon, still a pass catcher. Give me 3 catches for him. And then where'd the Mooney prop go? I had him over, I said it was 31.5.
Yeah.
Was that the number? Yeah, 31.5. For Darnell Mooney this week. I think there's going to be some value for him up against this Rams defense with Allen Robinson getting shadowed by Jalen Ramsey. Go through the DFS lineup and some of the decisions behind those.
All right, so we got Matthew Stafford. We stacked him with Kenny Golladay. Atlanta's defense is horrible, so no reason to really explain there. Oops. Who did we have? Chase Claypool, sorry. Then we got Giovanni Bernard. We think he's going to pop with basically taking the role of Joe Mixon being out.
Mhm.
Alvin Kamara, there's Mike Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders is out, so there's not much firepower on the offense except him. Chase Claypool, one of the best rookie receivers, might as well try and take a shot on him.
Mhm.
Kenny Galladay, I already explained that. DK Metcalf, he's the dog in Seattle, and he's going to be fed a good amount. And with Russ Wilson, anything's possible. Dalton Schultz, he's going to be the safety for Andy Dalton. I don't see the receivers really getting I see them getting volume, but it's going to be hard to get to them. Antonio Gibson, Dallas's defense has been terrible. Washington football team, we're not expecting much from Dallas this week. So that is our DFS lineup.
Yeah, we're feeling pretty good about it. I like the Stafford and Galladay stack. It's going to be looking pretty good. I think our biggest question mark on the board, Washington football team, right?
Yes.
If they score a touchdown, man, we're going to be looking pretty. I like if they can find pay dirt on defense, we're going to be looking good. I think that's going to be a low percentage play. So yeah, feeling pretty good about it. This was Take It to the Hizzy, number 61. I hope you guys wish you guys the best of luck in your week 7 matchups. Be following, all of these inactives potentially into the 1 p.m. starts. You got anything to close it out with? That's pretty much it for me, man.
Nope, I'm good. Thank you guys for watching again. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
All right, you guys take care. Be well. We'll see you Monday night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep, see you
Later.